Welcome back to Miss English, the podcast that helps you speak real, natural English with confidence. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex. This is our first advanced level episode, so expect richer vocabulary and more nuanced expressions today.
Our topic is something almost everyone struggles with at some point: how to be confident.
By the end of this episode, you'll have a whole toolkit of sophisticated phrases for talking about confidence, self-doubt, and everything in between.
Let's dive straight in.
So Sarah, how would you actually define confidence?
I'd say it's a deep sense of self-assurance, trusting your own abilities and judgment.
That's a great definition. It's not about being loud or the center of attention.
Exactly. Confidence is really an inner state, even if it shows up outwardly too.
Do you think confidence is something people are born with, or something they build?
Honestly, I think it's mostly built. Nobody starts out fully self-assured in every situation.
I agree completely. It develops through experience, practice, and sometimes through failure too.
Failure is such an underrated teacher when it comes to confidence.
It really is. So today, we'll explore where self-doubt comes from, how to project confidence, and how to build it over time.
A rich topic indeed. Let's start with some essential vocabulary.
Let's get into it.
We already learned self-assurance, a deep trust in your own abilities.
There's also poise, a calm, graceful confidence, even under pressure.
Poise is such an elegant word. It really captures composure under stress.
Another useful one is self-worth, how much you value yourself as a person.
Self-worth is really the foundation everything else is built on.
Agreed. And when someone feels genuinely comfortable being themselves, we say they're authentic.
Authenticity and confidence really do go hand in hand.
They do. So we now have self-assurance, poise, self-worth, and authentic.
A strong foundation of vocabulary already. Now let's talk about the opposite side, self-doubt.
A topic almost everyone can relate to.
So Alex, where do you think self-doubt actually comes from?
I think a lot of it comes from comparing ourselves to other people.
Absolutely. It's so easy to fall into the comparison trap these days, especially with social media.
That's such a real problem. Everyone's highlight reel looks better than our everyday reality.
Exactly. Do you think past experiences play a role too?
Definitely. A harsh comment or a public failure can leave you feeling self-conscious for years.
That's so true. Feeling self-conscious can really hold people back.
It can. There's also our internal dialogue, the way we talk to ourselves in our own heads.
Our internal dialogue can be our biggest supporter or our worst enemy.
Painfully accurate. Sometimes we genuinely undermine ourselves without even realizing it.
That's such an important pattern to notice and break.
It really is. Let's talk about one particularly common form of self-doubt next: imposter syndrome.
Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome, Alex?
Constantly, honestly. Even after years of experience, I sometimes feel like I don't deserve my success.
You're definitely not alone. It's incredibly common even among highly accomplished people.
That's reassuring, in a strange way. Do you ever feel it too?
All the time. I sometimes feel like a fraud, even when I know objectively that I'm qualified.
It's such a strange disconnect between what we know and what we feel.
Exactly. So how do you personally try to overcome those feelings?
I try to remind myself of concrete evidence, actual achievements, not just feelings.
That's a really practical strategy. Feelings can lie, but facts don't.
Exactly. I also try to remember that everyone feels vulnerable sometimes, even people who seem completely confident.
That's such a comforting reminder. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's actually quite brave.
Beautifully put. Let's quickly review these words before moving on.
Self-doubt is a general lack of confidence in yourself.
The comparison trap is the harmful habit of constantly comparing yourself to others.
Self-conscious means feeling nervous or embarrassed about how you appear to others.
Your internal dialogue is the ongoing conversation you have with yourself in your mind.
To undermine yourself means to weaken your own confidence, often unintentionally.
Imposter syndrome is that persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud, despite real success.
And being vulnerable means showing openness and emotional honesty, even if it feels risky.
A powerful set of words. Now, let's shift to something more physical: body language.
Confidence isn't only about how we feel, it's also about how we carry ourselves physically.
Absolutely. Good posture alone can completely change how confident you appear.
Definitely. Some people naturally radiate confidence just by how they walk into a room.
It's fascinating how much presence matters. Do you think confidence can genuinely be projected outward, even when you don't fully feel it?
Yes, definitely. You can absolutely learn to project confidence, even while working on it internally.
That connects to the popular phrase, "fake it till you make it."
I have mixed feelings about that phrase, honestly. It can help, but it shouldn't replace real growth.
That's a fair point. It works best as a temporary tool, not a permanent solution.
Exactly. Do you notice differences between people who are reserved versus those who are outspoken?
Definitely. Some of the most confident people I know are actually quite reserved rather than outspoken.
That's such an important distinction. Confidence isn't the same as being loud.
Exactly. Quiet confidence can be just as powerful, if not more so.
Beautifully said. Let's review this vocabulary before moving on.
Good idea.
To radiate confidence means to visibly express confidence through your presence and energy.
To project confidence means to outwardly display it, even if you don't fully feel it inside.
Fake it till you make it means acting confident until real confidence develops.
Reserved describes someone quiet and calm, while outspoken describes someone direct and open with their opinions.
Great vocabulary for describing different confident personality types.
Definitely. Now, let's talk about actually speaking up and being assertive.
One of the hardest skills to master.
Let's dive in.
Do you find it easy to be assertive when you disagree with someone?
Honestly, it's taken me years to learn how to speak my mind without feeling guilty about it.
That guilt is so common, especially for people who were taught to always agree and stay quiet.
Exactly. It's helped me a lot to learn how to hold my own in difficult conversations.
Holding your own doesn't mean being aggressive, it just means standing firm.
Exactly right. There's also real value in learning to stand your ground when it truly matters.
Standing your ground takes real courage, especially in a group setting.
It really does. Do you find it hard to own your success when people compliment you?
So hard, honestly. My instinct is always to deflect compliments rather than own my success.
I completely relate to that. It's something I'm actively working on too.
It's such a common struggle, especially for women, though certainly not only women.
Absolutely true. There's also a great expression, to take up space, to allow yourself to be seen and heard.
I love that phrase. It's such a powerful, modern way to talk about confidence.
It really is. Let's review these words before we move forward.
Assertive means confident and direct, without being aggressive.
To speak your mind means expressing your thoughts honestly and openly.
To hold your own means to defend your position confidently in a challenging situation.
To stand your ground means refusing to change your position when challenged.
To own your success means fully accepting credit for your achievements.
And to take up space means allowing yourself to be visible and heard.
An incredibly useful set of expressions for anyone learning to be more assertive in English.
Now, let's talk about growth, stepping outside your comfort zone.
So Alex, how do you personally feel about stepping outside your comfort zone?
Terrifying, if I'm honest. But it's usually where the real growth happens.
Completely agree. Nothing builds confidence faster than doing something that scares you.
Exactly. Have you ever had to genuinely put yourself out there for something important?
Constantly. Every time I release a new episode, honestly, I'm putting myself out there.
That's such a relatable example. Vulnerability really is part of any meaningful growth.
It really is. Do you think a growth mindset helps with this process?
Enormously. A growth mindset completely changes how you interpret setbacks.
Instead of seeing failure as proof you're not good enough, you see it as valuable feedback.
Exactly that shift in perspective. It takes real practice, but it's honestly life-changing.
Beautifully explained. This connects perfectly to our next topic, silencing your inner critic.
A topic close to everyone's heart, I think.
We all have an inner critic, that harsh internal voice pointing at our flaws.
Mine can be brutally self-critical sometimes, especially after making a mistake.
Being self-critical can honestly be more damaging than any criticism from other people.
So true. How do you personally try to silence your inner critic?
I try to use affirmations, short, positive statements that challenge negative thoughts.
Do affirmations actually work for you, or does that feel a bit forced sometimes?
A bit of both, honestly. But over time, they really do shift your internal dialogue.
That makes sense. It's about training your brain toward a more supportive narrative.
Exactly. It's important to validate your own feelings too, rather than dismissing them.
That's such an important point. Self-compassion really is the antidote to a harsh inner critic.
Beautifully put. Let's talk about how to handle criticism and failure gracefully next.
A perfect follow-up topic.
How do you personally handle criticism, Alex? Does it still sting?
It still stings sometimes, honestly, but I've learned not to let it completely define me.
That's such healthy resilience. Do you think resilience can actually be trained?
Absolutely. Resilience isn't a fixed trait, it grows every time you get through something hard.
I love that perspective. Do you find it easier to thrive under pressure now than before?
Much easier, actually. I used to fall apart under pressure, but now I almost welcome it.
That's incredible growth. Do you have a specific strategy for handling failure gracefully?
I try to separate my identity from the outcome. A failed project doesn't mean I'm a failure.
That distinction is so powerful. It's the difference between I failed and I am a failure.
Exactly. That small shift in language genuinely changes how you recover from setbacks.
Beautifully said. Let's shift gears now and talk about the fine line between confidence and arrogance.
An important distinction to make.
So Alex, where do you think the line is between healthy confidence and arrogance?
I think it comes down to humility. Confident people can still stay humble.
That's such a great distinction, confidence with humility versus confidence without it.
Exactly. Arrogant people often dismiss other people's opinions completely.
Whereas genuinely confident people can stay open, even while trusting their own judgment.
Precisely. I think real confidence actually makes room for other people, rather than overshadowing them.
Beautifully put. That's such an important nuance for learners to understand.
It really is. Confidence should lift others up, not put them down.
Wonderfully said. Let's finish with some practical advice on building confidence day by day.
My favorite kind of topic, practical and actionable.
So Alex, what's one small habit that has genuinely helped build your confidence over time?
Celebrating small wins, honestly. I used to only acknowledge huge achievements.
That's such an important shift. Small wins add up to something powerful over time.
Exactly. What about you? What's helped you feel more empowered day to day?
Setting boundaries, honestly. Feeling empowered starts with respecting your own limits.
That's such a mature and important point. Confidence really does start from within.
It does. Would you say your confidence has genuinely grown over the years?
Enormously. I'm nowhere near the self-conscious person I used to be a decade ago.
That's such an inspiring transformation. Confidence really is a lifelong journey, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's no finish line, just continuous, gradual growth.
Beautifully said. I think that's the perfect note to move into our final recap.
Let's wrap this incredible episode up.
What a rich, meaningful episode. Let's recap everything we covered today.
We started with self-assurance, poise, self-worth, and authentic.
Then, for self-doubt, comparison trap, self-conscious, internal dialogue, undermine yourself, imposter syndrome, and vulnerable.
For body language, radiate confidence, project confidence, fake it till you make it, reserved, and outspoken.
For assertiveness, assertive, speak your mind, hold your own, stand your ground, own your success, and take up space.
For growth, comfort zone, put yourself out there, and growth mindset.
For your inner critic, self-critical, affirmations, and validate.
For handling setbacks, resilience, thrive under pressure, arrogance, humble, and empowered.
That is an extraordinary amount of advanced vocabulary. Try weaving a few of these into your conversations this week.
The more you practice expressing confidence in English, the more naturally it will come to you.
And every advanced phrase you master brings you closer to genuine, effortless fluency. Thank you so much for watching episode 26 of Miss English.
If this episode helped you feel more confident speaking English, please subscribe and share it with a friend.
New episodes every week. Until next time, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep growing.
Bye for now, everyone. See you in the next episode of Miss English.